What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to the BitLab Academy daily stream. Sorry about running a little late. I was co-hosting the Discover Crypto show, and we ran a little long, and I ran down here as quick as possible so we could jump right on into it. And we're going to be looking at some charts. We're going to be looking at TA, what's going on. We're seeing the price actions breaking down a little bit. What do we need to do? So let's go ahead and let's jump right on into that. I'm just checking all my things before we get started. My name's Kellam. Welcome to the show. If you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. Let's everybody throw the lab coats in the chat. Let's get the chat flowing. Let's get some engagement going, and let's dive right on into it. So first things first, make sure you head over to BitLab Academy's Twitter page right here at Academy BitLab. Hit that retweet, hit that like button, join us in our community, and we're gonna jump right into the charts, because we're going to be a little short on time today. We're doing TA the whole stream. So what are we doing here? On that thumbnail for BitLab Academy, the stream today, I pointed out this section right here when price action was, I think I took the photo when it was about right here, just starting to reject. And we came down. I outlined on the Discover Crypto show, this line right here. If we lose it, we got to really pay attention to further downside. I have a video that's going out this afternoon on Discover Crypto, which is a little bit of a BitLab lesson talking about breakouts, breakout trades. And this is a picture perfect example of what a breakout is. Breakouts do not mean up or down. They just mean they're breaking out of a pattern. In this case, we have lost this. We came back, we flipped this previous level of support to resistance once this got rejected, and it's confirmed once we break past this low right here, which is exactly what we've done. We met all the criteria. Does this mean it has to go down? No, it does not mean it has to go down. It means that the probabilities are stacking in the favor of the bears having control of the narrative. So that's what we're talking about right here. So shout out to everybody that was in here, especially all of you that were waiting. Shout out Cade Pulliam, Sawtooth Hiker, Mike Bennett, I'm George 2, Ray, B Team Crypto, Alexander G, Crimson Caravan Company, Red Elephant. We got everybody in the house. Big Lab. I can't read out everybody's name right now. Bit Voodoo, I see you. Love all you. Let's continue on. We're going to be doing TA throughout this stream. So what are we doing here? Was this looking like it was going to break down? Well, we see the momentum was coming down. We're looking here. Let's actually go to a little bit larger time frame. 8-hour time frame. Got the lower high. We came down. We lost this low when we also broke out of this zone. So not only were we already structurally setting up for a potential breakdown, but we also broke the low of this range in that process. This is right here. We put this, see this? Sort of low of this range. So not only did we break the low of the range, we broke, the ascending level of support and the 0.5 Fibonacci. So for breaking through multiple levels, and we had a confirmed retracement, rejection, continuation, this is telling me even if the price action starts to roll over and come up, I'm not jumping at it to take a long, because this is what happens in these sorts of price actions. When you have price action falling, I mean, look at this. It's done up, down, up, down, up, further, down. It's a downtrend. So similarly, when we're looking right here, we have an M formation at this top right over here, breaking past key levels. This is giving me signal, the probability signal that is suggesting that we are likely going to be testing lower. Now, what I want to point out here is I was looking at this while I was sitting on that side desk when DZ was talking. Not only do we break, look at this, perfect retest, rejection back down, high selling volume, which is why this candle's purple, part of the BitLab trading stack. We have money flow still negative, which means money's coming out, right? It's coming out of the asset. And we see prices don't go up very long at all if money's coming out of the asset. This is the most important fuel you could see in an asset. So this is negative money flow. We see momentum coming to the downside. Now, if we make this large, we can also see these red, the red shaded bars rather than white means it's high selling pressure. Look at all this red over here on the right as well. It is not looking like it's not looking like a deviation to the downside that's going to come up and just rocket to the upside. It could, but the probabilities say otherwise. So if in the event, let's go down to like the 30-minute, in the event that we do get a bounce, I'm looking at somewhere roughly about where these lows are for a potential rejection, and then continuation to this current low that we're at right now? And do we break it and continue further on down? This is how we do this, step by step. Now, the target for me on this is ultimately roughly about the bottom of this order block range, which is also perfectly in line. Look at this point of control that we had. Where's my, there we go. Point of control. You see this teal line? Go ahead and go like this. Oh, that's the wrong one. I had it there for a second. Depends on which direction you're looking, because this is of a visible range. Okay, you see this point of control? This teal line coming all the way across? All this interest, all this interest, all this interest, a deviation above, rejection, rejection, final breakthrough. This is perfectly in line with the bottom side of this order block range, which is also perfectly in line with the 786. So this is where I'm looking right now for a bullish pullback. Why do I say bullish? Because what I mean is, if this event is going to result in a bounce to then work its way to the upside, then this is just basically a correction into a bullish move. If we cannot hold the 786, then I think we're coming down here to the 786 is right at 26,590. If we cannot hold this area, then I think we're coming down to basically just above 26,000. Okay, I got to undress myself for you. I have a long sleeve shirt on and a cardigan. It's a little toasty in here. So this is not looking bullish. Yes, we had a bit of a bullish divergence here, but this is played out, and weekly to that, it pulled down, but it only got up to the previous lows and this ascending level of previous support now confirmed as resistance. So things are not looking too bright. We're going to come back to Bitcoin. Let's go through Ethereum. Let's go down the list. Let's look at our coins. I want everybody in the room right now. We got 70 people. I want every single one of you, hit the like button, look below the video. Does it say subscribe or subscribed? If you do not have the D on there, you got to get that D, get that subscribed, so it doesn't just say subscribe. Join us here in the community. Now, I want every one of you to throw in a couple altcoins you're looking at. And Jeanette, if Jeanette is in here, I forgot to do RUNE yesterday, so I will do RUNE for you. I swear to God, I thought about it last night when I laid down for bed about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I was laying there and I was like, RUNE, very delayed, but I do see and hear what you guys say, and I try to make my best effort to give it what you want and to give it what you need. So let's go ahead and look at this. Yeah, got to get that D on that subscribed, right? So Ethereum also looking a little bit, not a little bit, it's looking quite weak as well. Let's zoom out on this a little bit. That's too small of a time frame. Let's go to 8 hour. Okay, we got a little bit of a range coming across here. Deviations above and below, just flushing out everybody without a strategy. Okay, we don't want to be flushed out because we don't have a strategy. Price action, look at this wick on the 8 hour. Look at this wick. This is a rejection of the bullish narrative. The bear said, no, you don't. It's coming down. This is starting to round a little bit, but it's finding a little bit of support on this level. If we lose 1540, the line is at 1543, but I'll just say, if we lose the 1540, 1545 area, and I mean on a candle closing basis, not a wick. We see what wicks do. Boom. You don't trade because price just goes there for a moment. You want to see it sustain there and confirm there with multiple candles or retests in the opposite direction, only to continue in the direction that you're trading. In this case, the bulls tried to make their attempt, rejected. This level is the level we're watching. If we cannot hold 1544, 1545 zone with candle closing basis, then I think we're coming down almost $100 down to 1465, which is not it's not a small move from where we're at right now. That's a 5-6% move. Any of you that are trading leverage and you're trying to get the ultimate bottom here to leverage long, then and you don't have say you don't have a stop loss, which if you're watching this channel, you have to promise me that you're going to use healthy risk management, and you shouldn't be leverage trading unless you have the experience to do so and you understand what you're doing. Because if this goes down 1%, this can go basically from here to right here. At that point, you're already losing 6%. If you're only doing 6x, if you're doing 20x, You've lost 20% in that 1% move. So you need to pay attention to what you're doing. I'm thinking, especially I'm talking about if you're trading long, trying to catch a bounce to the upside. If this loses this level and you short it, again, it doesn't mean just because it's bearish, it doesn't mean that it's going to, kind of come here and then just go like this. It very well could come here, have a wick to the downside, trap you going short, come up, fake you out, shake you out, whether you get liquidated or you close the trade, only to then resume to the downside. This is why we want to have a strategy and have our healthy risk management in place. I love Dot and Near. I think they're asleep. I think they sleep. I think that's what you're saying. I think they're asleep, and I think they sleep and build in the bear market, get public in the bull. Well, let's look at Dot and Near. But Ethereum, yeah, this is a level I'm watching down here, 1465. And if we lose that level, next level would be roughly this zone right here. Why? Because all this price action here, and this is a rough, I didn't want to draw the whole box, but I'll do it just to show you. It'd be kind of more like this. Why? Because we have previous highs. Bastard. We have previous high. Come on. We have previous highs and lows and all this price action, rejection in the middle, bounce on the top here. That's how I define the zone. So if the price action does start breaking down, then we're going to be looking down at a $1,300 Ethereum. Now let's look at Dot. Now, you know what? We're going to look at RUNE first because I told Jeanette I would. RUNE. Man, it's looking different from the rest of the market. This is on an 8-hour chart. So we have this, it almost was a bull kind of setup, but not any longer because it technically has already broken out of this bull pennant to the upside. But this is a great example of liquidity grabbing and uncertainty in the market. Breakout bullish did not fulfill the target, which would have been like this. This target would have been all the way up here at 328, okay, from the measurement of the flagpole. But what do we get? We get weakness. We get committing people to go long. Got an M formation here, breaks back down, pushes up. Head and shoulders right here. See, shoulder, head, shoulder, and then breaks back down. And we're kind of sitting at this level right here. Previous highs of this range. So we got highs here, rejected, high, rejected. We're finding support here. If we lose this level on RUNE, then it's looking to me, we got to find some zones here. Looking to me, yeah, so we got bounce, rejection, sort of deviations, rejection, bounce. If we lose this level, I'm watching 147. If we lose 147, then I think we're coming into this territory, probably a little bit lower than this, probably right in this zone here, because then we have these bounces and rejections. So if we start losing this level, if we cannot hold 147, 144, 145, then we may be making a trip quite a bit lower here on RUNE. It's not looking expeditiously bullish. Almost had to sneeze. There we go. I'm almost done being sick, I think. I'm here for it, friends, says Candle Daddy. Shout out to everybody that's here on a daily basis. 79 people in the room, only 40 likes. Everybody hit that like button. We're going to look at DOT now, D-O-T. How many people out there, how many of you are DOT holders? Let's go ahead and delete this Fibonacci because it's kind of irrelevant at the moment. All right, look at this. We talked about this. I think that was, let's actually look where that was. We drew this somewhere in this region. And this was because we have this descending level of resistance, flat bottom support. I was trying to get fib extensions to the downside to see where price will go. And I drew this somewhere over in this region. Now look at this. If we draw this across, now I want you to notice something. These are fib extensions. Look at where price is basically comes down, bounces up to the golden pocket right here, gets rejected right back at the same zero line, loses it, comes back up into the one line, gets rejected, and now it's making its way towards that 1.3018. This is the zone that we have marked out. I don't even remember when. It was more than a week ago, a week or two ago, maybe even longer. But this is a zone we marked out as the first target, second target, third target. And this was based on these fib extensions, 1.382, 1.618, 1.786. So which do you think DOT's going to make it to? Do you think it's going to hold at 367? Do you think it's going to get down to 333? Or do you think it's going to go all the way down to 308? And if you're very bearish, do you think that we're going to go below $3? Let me know your thoughts. This broke this key level of support here, tested it twice and rejected, broke past this low right here. This is the low of this range. So we've confirmed this move to the downside. So we have to pay attention to what the chart is telling us, not what we want it to do. This is saying, okay, maybe we'll get a little bit of a bounce, but it's likely going to reject somewhere in the 387 to 391 sort of range if we do get a bounce here, because of the nature of what the chart is telling us. So let's look at the next one. What was the other one? Dot. What did you say? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. It said dot, and I don't remember the other one you said. Scrolling back. Okay, I can't find it, but we're going to continue on. Let's look at ALGO. ALGO, shit, you go. All right. Breaking down. Looking weak, but it is starting to round. We've talked about this. This is fast, slow, and starting to round out. ALGO got crushed a little bit ahead of a lot of the other altcoins when it was included in that, the talking points from Gary Gensler about it potentially being a security. Now, we have found a little bit of a local region here that we're creating a bit of a base. There we go. A bit of a base here, a bit of a sort of a hopefully it'll be a floor. The market falls out of crypto, then this is not going to act as much as a floor. As it stands right now, let's see. There we go. As it stands right now, this looks quite weak. So we got a bit of a broadening wedge here. See this right here? There's the upper resistance. Here's a flat bottom support. And coming into this, I mean, it just looks weak. Yeah, we've got, it's an M formation in kind of several different ways that you look at it. Either way, this is rounding. This is a broadening wedge. This is not looking extraordinarily healthy. I'm waiting for this level to be lost, 939. If we lose this level, then I'm looking for testing this zone again down here, basically 899 down to 882. This region directly below us. There we go. Right here, basically 8888 to 9 cents. If we lose that zone, then that's when things start to get really ugly. So let's just see how this plays out a little bit. Maybe we can find a consolidation, which is what would be nice. Just continue to consolidate and accumulate, I should say. Get some accumulation in the zone and range a bit with maybe a deviation down. If that would be okay in terms of maintaining some sort of bullish narrative. But as it stands right now, this is very bearish into like bearish, but with uncertainty. So let's see how this one plays out. Cardano, how you looking, baby girl? Let's see. Okay, we had this massive sort of inverted cup and hold, cup and handle. Let's delete that, make it a little bit more pretty. Okay, we had another one of those descending, basically descending triangles, descending level of resistance, flat level of support, bottom fell out from under it. We see that a lot in crypto. Now, it's a little ugly because this is also a bit of a falling wedge. But it's just the bearishness. And this is all the way back. This is all the way back in August. Coming into where we're at now, stair stepping down, consolidating down. An attempted push up, a breakdown into support, confirming it. And then we fail to break this high. So I'm going to be talking about this on the breakout video that comes out this evening on on Discover Crypto. But the push up here, this failed to take out this level right here. So lower high, suggesting that this move is not confirmed, and then it actually breaks down. So as we can see here with this breakdown, what we really want to do on Cardano is hold the level that we are basically currently at. If we lose this 24 cent zone, go down just a little bit, 24, 24.6, 24.4, 24.4, 24.2. If we lose this zone, we may be getting a bit more of that scary downside, potentially having the bottom fall out, getting us down into the 18, that 17, 18 cent zone that we've been talking about for some time, which is a 1.618 to the downside. That would be quite ugly. I mean, and this is telling us bearish narrative is in the lead, even on this attempt. Yes, we pushed up, but the pattern itself says bulls tried. No, you failed. Oh, you tried again. Oh, you weak sons of a bit, and it breaks down. So if we cannot hold this zone, then we're looking to the minimum 20 cents, likely down here to the 18 cent zone. If we are able to hold this with small deviation on on, let's say if we're on a 4-hour candles with a wick closure below this, maybe one candle, but getting back up in this quickly, what would be nice is for this to basically range sideways in here for another month or so, because that would give you all opportunity to stack more. Don't trade in and out. Wait for confirmations. All right, let's go ahead and look at Atom. M formation. Boom, boom, boom. Comes down. Now what do we get? Another attempt, lower high. Another attempt. This time the candle couldn't close up there. So the bears ate this all the way back down. So this is looking like the bearish narrative is getting stronger. You see how you can take the data signals from the candles on the chart and the formations those candles form and see a narrative forming. We have a head and shoulders right here. We have a shoulder, head, shoulder. Okay, that breaks down. We have another attempt. V-shape, basically blow off. So this is weaker than this right here. Why? Because an attempt, immediate rejection. So the narrative is getting stronger for the bears. In addition to that, we have a bit of a head and shoulders, very kind of bizarre head and shoulders because the shoulders are so small. But we do have a head and shoulders here with a very sharp correction. Breakdown, great. We get a very sharp, then sharp blow off to the downside again. And now we get no little head and shoulders here. So this was just attempt rejection. Now we get an attempt and immediate rejection with the bearish, the wick that we have here. Now we have 3 minutes left. This is a 4-hour candle. So maybe we get a huge pump within this candle. But as it stands on this candle closure, this is looking bearish. Why? Because we have this giant amount of bearishness that the bulls attempted and the bears, this battle between the bulls and the bears. One of these days, I'm not going to have a cough, I promise. So we want to watch how this is, because if you're looking just at 3 or 4 candles, this could look a little bit like, if we're just looking, ignore all this to the left. This is like, oh, is this a bull flag? It's going to go up. Well, look, it tried to go up and the bears said no. So is it going to be those instances where it wicks at candlesticks? I don't know, because the bearish narrative on this chart is dominating the narrative of what's going on here with Cosmos, with the Atom. Getting a lot of volume coming in here. See all this volume and it just can't get up there. We got, oh, it's not 3 minutes left. We got 3 hours and 40 minutes left. Wait, did we do that in the first? Man, we did that in the first 30 minutes? I did not notice that. 7 minutes? 3 minutes? So that was a scam push. So I'm glad we did this, because we saw that. I thought it said 3 minutes. It said 3 hours. So we moved down the timeline and looked at smaller and smaller timelines here on the chart, and we could see this large move up. So this looks like somebody had an order that was filled. There was like a gap in liquidity. How we can figure this out? We're looking at Cosmos right now. There's Atom on Coinbase. So let's look at Atom on another exchange. Let's see if we get a similar sort of wick on another exchange. Let's okay, look at this. Same time frame, 3 minute chart. Atom on Binance do not have that wick. So now let's do our analysis then on this chart that doesn't have that noise from that huge wick that was there. We still have all the previous things that we talked about. Let's go ahead and delete some of this stuff. We still have all the things that we previously talked about with the attempts up, giant M formation. We had a head and shoulders, little baby head and shoulders over here. Attempt sharp rejection. So even as it stands right now, without that long wick that we saw, we're still struggling to get above this zone right here. What is this zone? Always look left. If price is moving down, always look left and ask, where is the last regional low? So if this broke down, the last regional low is right here. If we were right here pushing up, the last regional low we'd be looking at is, yes, you can look at right here, but I'd be looking right here, right? So on this move up, look at that. It actually tested right on that to the upside. So on this rejection and the price action moving to the downside, when we do get this a little bit of relief, we're watching this previous low as our, especially if it's anywhere in the region of price action like this is, it's almost immediately there. If we can take this out, then the next level will be this previous low. If we can take that out, then we can look into this. This is how you can set up your levels for what to look for when you are identifying your technical analysis for your trades. We got 92 people in the room. Everybody hit that like button. I see only 50 likes, and I know I like every one of you. So hit that like button. It helps keep the engagement alive on the channel. Lets YouTube know that you like this crypto content. So if we do reject from here, this is currently looking like a bit of a bear flag. Now that I look at this, we've got the flagpole right here. We've got a little bit of a, you could call it a pennant or a little rising wedge. But basically this structure right here, if this were to break down, then the target out of that, let's do it a little bit more conservatively. We'll do it from the inside. Typically the way you do it is from the breakout. You can be a little bit more conservative because people tend to front run their targets. And look at where that takes us, right down to this previous known level. What level is it? I don't even know. All the way over here, previous lows all the way back in June 2022. So look at this, if this does break down, this could spell disaster in terms of the target. Does it mean it's going to go there? Not necessarily. We have a different environment now. We're coming towards the end of a bear market. We got the halving coming up. So we do have a target down here. Go ahead, throw in, and this is not financial advice, throw in a stop limit order, buy order for this level. And if the price action comes down there, it'll trigger a buy, but don't count on it. What's more likely is this coming down and testing this region right here, this previous low more regionally. And this is the low from September 10th, September 11th, September 12th. And this would be around 628. So this is the area that we could look to. Yes, the target on the breakout of this does say $6. But again, the context is different. This low, defending the low of this entire huge downtrend that we've had, would be a pretty strong case to be made, especially with everything on the horizon for what's coming to crypto. But that doesn't mean don't plan for the target. It means more than anything, most of your targets are going to be wrong regularly. So what you need to do, what is advantageous for you in your strategy, is to break up your entries and break up your exits, meaning break up your buys, break up your sells, splitting them into 2 or 3 buys or 2 or 3 sells at different price points. That way, if you're waiting on this for your entire order to fill and it bounces here, you get left in the dust. You're like, man, if I only would have got that entry down at 631, but you're being greedy and you wanted your whole entry down here at 6. So this is what I mean. We have 2 different levels we can look at. We can split up our entries between these zones if we are looking to take a buy, and we have our time horizon and exit strategy in mind. Let's look at AVAX. How's AVAX looking? Man, this is looking ugly. Breakout to the upside, and then we have an immediate broadening wedge. Broadening wedges are bearish. Look at that. Not only do we have a broadening wedge, we bounced and then broke down out of it. So where do we go? Where do we go from here? Are we going to be targeting this zone, these previous lows? Seems very likely. That would be down at the 878, 885 sort of zone. If we lose that level, where does price go next? We got to look at it on a, there we go. So before doing TA there, we're going to do this, option J, do this little boom, boom, and now we're going to zoom in. I'm getting my roadmap from previous price action. Option T. You see how quickly you can do this once you've been doing this for years. It ain't too bad. So there we go. Got falling wedge. See on this chart on the 3-day, we're still within this falling wedge. So had you been looking at the 4-hour chart, you may have only been looking at this breakout right here, which it was a breakout, but this trend line right here This trend line right here, yes, we broke out, but in the larger pattern that we are in, falling wedge, we just got rejected again off this, which would suggest that we got a head and shoulders. Look at this on this 4 hour, boom, boom, boom. What is the target? Head and shoulders. Draw your neckline from the base of where all these things are bouncing. So push up, bounce, bounce. So we have our shoulder, head, shoulder. So option T, if you're on a PC, I believe it is Alt T. In fact, I just had to do this on the PC upstairs when I was doing Discover Crypto. Target there is getting us back down. I mean, that's a little scary because the target out of this would be, let's do this more appropriately. The target out of this would be breaking the lower bounds of this falling wedge. So let's target somewhere around, this is 8. If this were to come straight down, it would be 841. If this were to work its way down somewhere in the 830 to 841 zone, if we're able to hold support there. If we lose this level, I don't think this is going to be a small deviation. If we lose this level, I think we're coming down here into the 740 to 730 region. That's AVAX. That's what I'm seeing. Quant's been making those rounds to the downside, giving us those zones. Look at this. It's like a pebble. It's like a pebble bouncing on a piece of glass. Even if the glass held it once, held it twice, held it 3 times, at some point that glass is likely to break and come down like this. And this is kind of what it's looking like right now. Will this area hold? Do you all think Quant is going to hold the $85 region? Let me know in the comments right now. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you somebody that likes Quant? Do you hate Quant? Now, we do have a little bit of the stochastics are angled up. We have the triangle here on the BitLab Trend Fuel, part of the BitLab trading stack. And what is the volume suggesting? We're finding support on this green order block right here, part of the BitLab volume, which is part of the BitLab trading stack. And then what does the BitLab intelligence say? Okay, we are holding underneath. Look at this. Break down, getting rejected at the weekly VWAP. Lose it, come up, get rejected at the 20 moving average. Right here on the BitLab intelligence in this EMA ribbon in here. Push up, bounce, get rejected right at the trend signal line. And again, right in this zone, right in the dynamic resistance zone. And we're kind of getting pinched in this zone. Is this a little tiny little bear flag, bear pennant sort of forming in the zone? If so, what does that target look like? This is how you draw it out. This would target us down to $83. If that were to be the case. We see this happen here and we did bounce up. We got an information. Can't happen again. Are we going to get another bounce up? And the question on the bounce, is the bounce going to take out not only this low, but these highs? This is going to be when the pendulum starts swinging. Because currently we're only doing lower highs. Lower highs. We got a little bit of a fake out with a higher high here. Immediately came down, retested. Lower highs with the information. And it's getting smaller momentum to the upside. So this is a little bit of, I would be having some targets set lower in the opportunity that Quant does go lower. And if the market does tank, I don't think Quant's going to stand alone and not have a little bit further downside with it. I would love to get down in the 70s, 73 sort of zone on Quant for that. I mean, talk about an opportunity, you know, got very limited supply. It's like 14 or 16 million. I can't remember at the moment. And the all-time high was up here at 423. And it's at 85 right now, possibly going lower. Huge partnerships, so much going on. Let's see, I'm looking at, what do you say? Link has been bearish divergence on the 1 hour. Zeus Cash says, the fish guy. And by the way, Cade Pulliam, I got sidetracked yesterday. I'm going to take care of you this afternoon. I know that hadn't happened yet. What are we looking at? Link. This is going to be the last coin. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. Join us here. We're typically here. We're here every day, typically 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. I was on the Discover Crypto show, so I couldn't be here until a few minutes after that today. Sorry about that. But be here every day about 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. We do these live streams breaking down not only the charts, but some discussion on news, but it is chart focused. It's how to navigate this market, how to trade, how to read the data from these charts and figure out how we can be in good position on our trades. And then at 10:15 in the morning, I do a very short, about 10-minute, really quick pre-record that basically breaks down all the different charts I'm looking at from Twitter, from on-chain, from TA. And so I'd love to start seeing some of you guys show up to that 10:15 a.m. Eastern time here on BitLab Academy. By the way, if you're not watching us over here on BitLab Academy, make sure you tune in, youtube.com/@BitLab Academy. Come join us in our community here. And then also get involved with our courses if you want to learn how to really break down candles and patterns and on-chain and indicators and trading strategies. We got it all. And we got the community here in our Discord with so many great people in here posting so many great charts, so much stuff going on in here, sharing this valuable knowledge and building community, giving you a support structure so we can do this together. So join us here and get involved with BitLab Academy. You can enroll. You can still use Give Me 30 for 30% off your first month. If you want the indicators as well, they're here. Indicators, BitLab Trading Stack. You can also use Give Me 30 for your 30% off your first month. What were we doing? Wrap it out. Link came right up into this zone. This is on the 8 hour. Came right up onto this zone. You know, we had this sideways trading action, this sort of sideways trading action, but it's starting to look more like a descending triangle, which would be a little scary because if this would be the case, and we may be coming over here to break down, maybe getting in these lower ranges, 391 sort of zone here. I did that here because you see this rejection. Yes, there was a deviation above there, but look, we also have rejection here, a lot of interest here, bounce here. This is telling me where to put the lines. So if we do come in here and then the bottom falls out of the crypto market, I'm looking down here at 392. And then ultimately, if we continue down to this order block down here, which is about the $3 mark, which would be an incredible buy for a link. But as it stands right now, is this about to break out because we pushed up? Well, look at what it's done over the last 2 years. This is all the way since May 2022, all the way to now. And we got a bit of an M formation forming here. Stopping volume. What do I mean by stopping volume? On the BitLab trading stack, we've got this teal candle shows a lot of buying volume. And then when that cannot follow through, we get stopping volume and this starts to reject. See this? This is what this yellow candle is. This is part of the BitLab trading stack. And now we're finding support here on the 20 moving average and the EMA ribbon. We're below the weekly VWAP though, which is suggesting, see, as we lose it, rejection, 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 a little deviation, rejection. This happens time and time again. We lose it, rejection, 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 rejection. So my bet on Link is for this to test. We could do a more local range here to test into this zone right here. Now you see we have a line that's coming out, this trend line that we had created, and we have this rising level of support, right? Basically confluence in the 608 to 615 sort of zone. This is where I'm looking at this likely coming back into this, maybe 620. And that's what we're seeing right now. That's what I'm feeling. Make sure you head over to BitLab Academy, hit that enroll button, join us in the family. If you want to get the indicators and the community with access to the premium Discord and all the courses, you get everything right here at BitLab Pro. You can use Give Me 30 for 30% off, an additional 30%, by the way, because it's about 30% off every month already bundled. But then you get an additional 30% off. If you want just the courses in the premium Discord right here, you can get it. If you want just the indicators, come right here to indicators, BitLab Trading Stack, and you add that in, use Give Me 30, and I will see you later. I got to go put some things together for some other projects here with BitLab Academy, but I love you all. Hit the like button. Join me in the community here. We're here. We're empowering. We're breaking down this market, and we're building a family together. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Adios. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Adios, suckers.